Hey there, everyone. I'm Rich Byrne, and right now, like I've been doing for the last few weeks, I'm hosting a little live Q&A. Ask me anything you want about educational technology. Ask me anything you want about anything, really, and I'll do my best to answer it for you. Got a handful of questions that were sent to me in the last week, and so I'll answer those right out of the gate here. And anything else that comes up, I'll answer down there in the chat. Feel free to send me a message there in the chat, and I'll answer those as we go through them. So here's a handful of the questions that I've gotten in the last week. The first one comes from Greg, who asked me or said, "Hey, Richard, I've been searching for an answer to this one, but came up blank and thought you might know the answer. A few teachers would like to have a rubric that is collaborative and can be edited by a student." That's where it got a little tricky. The students group and the teacher. So 3 different entries that all can be seen. They want to do this to be able to be locked at certain times, then shared via an embed code so it can be dropped into a website. Sounds impossible to me, but I thought I would send it to the master. Thanks for the great blog and videos, etc. Greg. So Greg and I emailed back and forth on this. Not really impossible, but very, very difficult. My thought was to create the rubric in Google Sheets and then protect a range within the Google Sheet when you don't want kids to edit that part of the rubric. Trouble is that then if you do want people to edit that part of the rubric, you'd have to unprotect that range. So it could be done, but it'd be kind of clunky because you'd be doing a lot of protecting and then unprotecting of ranges in Google Sheets. So yes, you could do it, but it could be a little bit cumbersome. So Deborah, thank you. I'll get to your question in just a moment. Deborah just asked me, I need a game I can change to put my own vocab into. And I'm glad you asked. Good source for this is Flippity. Check out Flippity on their own. Of course, you could also do something like Kahoot and put your vocabulary into a Kahoot game, or a Gimkit is now becoming very popular. So both of those options would be good as well. And Quizlet, of course. Quizlet also has some great options for making your own vocab-based game. All right. Question I had earlier from Misty. I have questions from Misty, Sandy, and Cindy all right in a row. Anyway, so from Misty, she asked, I teach post-secondary ASL course. I was wondering if you knew of a way to create digital flashcards with a way to have the English word phrase on one side and a video clip of the signs on the other. I've looked around at different flashcard sites and not been able to find what I'm looking for. So I suggested to Misty using Flippity.net's flashcard template, which you can use in Google Sheets. So you can go to, it's Flippity.net, or get the Flippity add-on for Google Sheets and use the flashcard template. Their flashcard template supports both audio files as well as links to videos. So if you had a series of videos that had ASL in them, you could use that as one side of your flashcard. And then that flashcard could also be turned into a game, because you can use those flashcards as a game. So that's great. All right. I got a thumbs up on that one. All right, nice. A question from Sandy. I like this app. She's referring to the app, The Most Dangerous Writing App. It was a reply to an email that I sent out. But I don't understand what you mean about importing it into Google Docs. Can you point me in the right direction? So The Most Dangerous Writing App is a website I wrote about on Monday on my blog. And what it does is it forces you to write for a minimum of 3 minutes, and you can set longer time minimums on it. But you have to write for a minimum of 3 minutes without stopping typing for any longer than 5 seconds, because if you do, all your work self-destructs. So it's kind of cool. But there's not a spell checker. There's not a grammar check. There's not any of that. So there's no formatting tools. It's just designed to get you in the flow of writing. And as I wrote in the blog post, you could suggest some writing prompts to kids, some vocab words to kids, and say, okay, write for 3 minutes, right? And it focuses you on just writing for 3 minutes. But if you then wanted to edit, you have to save your work from the Most Dangerous Writing app as a plain text file, which you could then upload to Google Drive and convert into Google Documents, where you could then edit. So that's where I was talking about importing into Google Documents. You save the plain text file from the Most Dangerous Writing app, upload it to Google Drive, and have it converted. On a similar note, you could use that plain text file in Microsoft Word and then start using the Word editing tools beyond that. But the purpose of the Most Dangerous Writing app is really to get you focused on the work, on the flow of just writing and not doing anything else. Maria just asked me, a back channel site much like Today's Meet. So Maria, there is a great little alternative called YoTeach. You can find it at yoteach.hk, yoteachapp.hk. Let me make sure I get that address right. Yoteachapp.com. Sorry, yoteachapp.com. It's very, very much like the old Today's Meet with some extra features. You can include pictures. You can include drawings in the back channel in YoTeach. So check that out. I really like YoTeach. Yoteachapp.com. Great little tool developed by some people at Hong Kong Polytechnic. So there's that. Great question, Maria. And for folks who are watching this on YouTube, I'm also getting questions on Facebook at the same time. Hey, Glenn. Glenn, no, this is a great time to ask. Glenn just asked, hey, Richard, not the proper forum to ask. Actually, it's a great forum to ask. But is there any room available in your upcoming Summer Institute in July? Yes, there is. I'm down to, but it's filling up quickly, down to 7 seats left. It's capped at 25, down to 7 seats left. So yes, there is. If you want to, Glenn, thanks for bringing that up. Good little time to give a shameless plug for that. I'll put that right in the YouTube chat right there. So there it is. Yep. So 7 seats left. Another question came from Cindy. I have a Google Docs question. I am trying to make a template for a field guide. We are working on a bird project. Is there a way to lock the template so students can enter their data and graphics without blowing apart the template? So sounds like Cindy is trying to have all the kids write in one giant Google document and include some graphics in that. And whenever you share a Google document with more than a handful of people, there is the possibility that someone's going to write on top of somebody else, or particularly putting in graphics where someone resizes a graphic and doesn't do text wrap correctly, or puts in the wrong size. It can get really, really messy really quickly. So my suggestion for Cindy was to, rather than having like all 20 or 25 or 30 students contribute to the same Google Doc at the same time, have them each make their own document following the same template that she prescribes, and then at the end, combine all of them into one giant document. That's going to be the best way, I think, to avoid having kids right on top of each other. Deborah, you just lost the volume. That seems to be a Facebook thing. I don't know why that just happened. I didn't touch anything. Sorry. Okay. And let's see. Something else there. Glenn, I will email you. I'll email you those details, Glenn. I know I have your email address on file. All right. So another question that I had in advance coming in from a beer. I was wondering if you could help with digital tools to help teachers working with vocabulary for students. Please let me know if you could help. It came from a beer. So I guess I'm getting a lot of vocab questions this week, or flashcardy type of questions this week. So that didn't give me a whole lot to go on, but I will. Oh, thanks, Maria. I'm glad you like that. I'll try to do my best here. It sounds like Abir's looking for some kind of either flashcard tool, and again, I'll recommend Flippity, or some type of quizzing tool. And if you're looking for a quizzing tool, I'd take a look at GoFormative. I really like GoFormative for that sort of activity. Depending on the age of your students, it sounds like for adults, Kahoot's probably not going to be the best options. Kind of kid-like, so I would check out GoFormative if that's what you're after. But Abir, feel free to write back to me and tell me more. I did send you an email, so hoping to hear back from you again. All right. And any other questions, comments, concerns, derogatory remarks? Oh, I shouldn't say that on YouTube. I'll probably get a derogatory remark, but say it on YouTube. All right. So that's that. Yeah. So, and I'm gonna just give a shout out to Glenn for thank you for reminding me about the Practical Ed Tech Summer Camp. Seating is getting down to just 7 people. I do have some other online courses happening this summer, and those will be announced soon. And last but not least, if you want me to come work at your school, I'll take my hat off. It is really cold here in Maine. It's April 10th, and it's like 7 inches of snow on the ground right now still. So, and I'm out in my office/barn. But I'll take my hat off when I come to your school or come to your conference. So if you're looking for a hands-on workshop this summer at your school or at your conference, please get in touch. Send me an email. richard@burn.media is my email address. And that's it from the Shameless Commerce division of my life. Thanks, everyone. Have a fantastic week. Rest of your week. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday afternoon. You're halfway through, more than halfway through. All right. Have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.